Hello and welcome to Prenatal and Postpartum TV with Jessica. I am Jessica. I am a certified pre and postnatal fitness instructor, a registered dietitian, and also a certified bariatric educator. And today we're going to be doing a class for sore neck, shoulders, and upper back. So this is Octavia, and she is 2 weeks old, which means I'm 2 weeks postpartum. And we are actually really struggling with breastfeeding. And so I'm breastfeeding a lot and I'm hunched over and I'm trying to find a good position, but still my neck and upper back and shoulders are really aching and really sore. So I put together a few stretches that have really been helping to sort of ease the aches and pains. Of course, I'm not 6 weeks postpartum yet, so I'm not technically cleared to do exercise. So these are just a few stretches for the upper back and neck and shoulders to relieve that tension and aches and pains. Of course, you should check with your doctor before starting any new exercise routine. And if something feels uncomfortable or painful, back off or stop and make sure that you're doing what's right for your body. So the other thing is, because we're struggling so much with breastfeeding, I'm taking the herbs like fenugreek and blessed thistle. I'm power pumping. But if you have any suggestions to help me get my supply up, I would love to hear them in the comments below. And also, this class is sponsored by my free Diastasis Recti healing guide, or how I healed my mummy tummy. So with my last baby, I actually had a gap of 4 fingers and quite the mummy tummy, even 4 or 5 months after I had Vivian. And so these are all the strategies that I use to close that 4-finger gap to less than 1 finger and get rid of that sort of belly pooch there. So check in the comment or in the description below, and you can find that free guide, and we'll get started. So today we're going to need some sort of band, or even a towel would work, and a block or a bolster or a couple of pillows, because we're going to lay back over them as well. So if you want to take a second and grab those. And we're going to start just with some easy neck rolls and some shoulder shrugs and shoulder rolls. So you can tilt your head to one side and take some deep breaths in and out. Sometimes it feels good to put your hand on the front and stretch the skin. And just going around as it feels good. And coming back to neutral when we're ready. And we'll shrug up and release. Shrug up and release. Up and release. 2 more. Up and totally release. And 1 more time and release. And now we'll do some big shoulder rolls back. If you want to get your arms into it, you can. Just whatever feels good. You can move your back. And we'll go the other way and forward, warming those shoulders up, getting them moving. And next we will bring our fingertips together, round out our back as if you're holding a big beach ball or a yoga ball. And exhale, and on the inhale, open up and stretch, open up your chest, countering that hunched over breastfeeding position. And exhale, rounding out your back, tucking your chin. And inhale, opening up. And 1 more time, exhale. And opening up. Good. So now you can grab your resistance band or your rope or your towel, and we'll take your hands. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up over our head and behind. So you want your hands fairly far apart. I like the resistance band because if you're not quite far apart, you have a little bit of stretch, so you're not going to injure your shoulders. So going very slowly, we'll inhale, and you're going to lift your arms up. And see, here's where you need them to be wide. And you're going to go right behind. This should feel really good in your shoulders. It should not hurt at all. Take your hands wider if there's any sort of tension or pain. And inhale up and down. Exhale. Inhale up and slowly exhale exhale, down, and twice more. Inhale up, exhale, inhale up, and down, and last one. Inhale right up, exhale down, and inhale back up and back down. Great, so we can put that aside, and now we will take our arms into eagle pose, or just the arms. So we'll stretch our arms out to the side, bring in front. We're going to cross our one hand over top of the other, bend your elbows, and then reach for your thumb there, your palms together, and then so you're stretching between your shoulder blades, and you can lift your elbows up for a deeper stretch, and we'll just hold here for a few breaths. And now we'll open up our arms, and we will take the other arm over top, cross, bend at the elbows, reach for your thumb or put your palms together, and lift the elbows up, and we'll take a few more deep breaths here. And slowly release. Good, and now we'll move into, on our hands and knees, into cat and cow position. And so if you were sitting on a block or something, you can move that out of the way, and putting your wrists below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. And on an exhale, rounding out your shoulders and your back. And inhale, you can do a cat, or if you just want to do neutral, if you're watching your diastasis recti. And exhale, rounding it out. And inhale, looking up. And one more time for each of those. Exhale. And inhale. Good. And now we will sit back, and you can take your knees slightly wider apart, and we'll move into child's pose with active arms. So spreading your fingers, placing your forehead on the ground, and stretching your arms out in front of you. And take a couple of breaths here. You can press your hands into the ground. And coming up slightly, walking over to one side, stretching out your side. And coming around, walking over to the other side and stretching out that side. And coming back to your child's pose. One deep breath here. And walking your arms back. And coming to a seated position again. From here, we're going to get up to a standing position, and we're going to take our legs apart, and we can pigeon toe our toes slightly in, lots of space in the lower back. You can clasp your hands behind your back like this, or if you prefer to grab your elbows, you can do that. And we're going to inhale up, opening up that chest wide, and then exhale, folding forward. And if it feels comfortable for you, let your hands drop and fully relax your shoulders here. Relax the muscles of your face. Take a few big deep breaths. And one more breath here. And on the exhale, bringing your hands back in towards your back, and inhale all the way up, and stepping your feet together. And now we're going to find a wall. So there's two different ways we can do the next position here. So if you want to protect your shoulders and you don't want this stretch to be as deep, you could put your forearm on a wall. I like to put my hand on the wall, but you want to be careful that you don't rotate your shoulder too far around. So you're going to start facing parallel to the wall and then slowly turn your feet and your body away from the wall. And that gives a really nice stretch through the front of your shoulder. Again, just being really gentle, making sure that you're not overdoing it. And we'll take a couple breaths here. And one more breath. And when you're ready, slowly coming back. And then we'll turn around to the other side. Again, you can place your forearm on the wall or your hand just at the same height as your shoulder and face parallel. And when you're ready, slowly turn your body, giving a really nice stretch through your chest and through your shoulder. Take a couple breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly turning your feet and your body back to be parallel towards the wall. And we're done that. So we'll come back down to a seated position here. From here, we're going to move into a forward fold, putting a blanket or pillow or a bolster underneath our knees. You can grab whatever you're going to put underneath and scooch back. And so I'm going to put the bolsters underneath my knees here. So the goal is not to stretch out the hamstrings, but to stretch out the back. And I'm going to inhale up. And then exhale. You can fold over and just release your head towards your knees. And so you're really trying to stretch out your upper back. You can balloon out if you want to balloon out your upper back. And relax your head forward and take a couple of deep breaths here. And one more breath here. And slowly roll back up and roll your shoulders back. Good. And now we will counter that pose lying on our backs. And this is also going to be our Shavasana. Are you okay, sweetie? Uh-oh. You gonna spit up? Okay. I think she's okay. All right, we'll keep going. So we're not putting this under our lower back because we do want to we don't want to be doing any back bends, but we're going to put it sort of just under our shoulders. And this is going to feel really good, opening up our chest, countering that forward fold, countering that hunching that we're doing, breastfeeding here. So with your legs, you can do whatever you want. You can keep them bent here. If you wanted to put them into a Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose, you could do that. So whatever feels comfortable for you. I'm just going to keep mine bent here and slowly lower down, making sure you're not using your abdominals, you're not having any coning there. So you can see I'm just putting it under my upper back there. I'm going to release my head down, release my arms out, and find a comfortable position for my legs. And this should feel really good. And so once you're in a comfortable position, just let your chest open up, let your body relax over the pillows, over the bolster, or the blocks. Just watch your breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, shift yourself onto your left side so that you're not using those stomach muscles, and push yourself back up to a seated position. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.